It was a huge SEC showdown in Gainesville. We'll have all of the highlights between the Tigers and the Gators, and we'll take a preview look at a huge meet in the Maravich Center on Friday night. LSU and Alabama. It's right around the corner, and it's all next inside LSU Gymnastics.
Inside LSU Gymnastics with Dee Dee Bro, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors, is brought to you each week by Women's Hospital. When experience matters, choose Women's Hospital. TJ Ribs, legendary Louisiana barbecue. Dow. For more than 60 years, Dow has been a dedicated teammate to LSU. Go Tigers. And by Assurance Financial. When you find the home you want to buy, choose a mortgage lender that can help you buy it. David Alello with Assurance Financial. Lending, the way home buyers prefer it. Call David today to get pre-approved. 225-921-8152. Inside LSU Gymnastics with Dee Dee Bro, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors, is an exclusive presentation of the LSU Sports Television Network. This segment of Inside LSU Gymnastics, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors, is brought to you by Williamson Cosmetic Center and Paranac Aesthetic Surgery, where you'll always place first with us.
Hello, Tiger fans. Welcome once again inside LSU Gymnastics, along with co-head coach Jay Clark. I'm Mike Smith, again from the beautiful lobby of the LSU Gymnastics Training Center on the LSU campus in Baton Rouge. We are about 1 month into this season, Jay. I remember specifically talking to you guys at Gymnastics 101 in early December, and you all said, give us about a month. We're going to see a team that begins to really round into a competitor. I'm going to tell you, at Gainesville on Friday night, you guys came with all the guns blazing.
Well, we know what we have. We know what we have from a gymnastics perspective. We know what we see in the gym day in and day out. And it was just a matter of time. This team just needed to find its identity. It's hard sometimes when you lose such big leadership kids like McKenna Kelly and Sarah Finnegan and Lexi Priestman. And it takes a while for people to find their role. And then once they do, and once they adopt a mentality that's their own, then things begin to change.
And I'll tell you right out of the gate on the uneven bars, I know you had to be pleased with the tenacity that the Tigers showed. And you know, to go 49-425 was an amazing effort on the road.
Well, you just saw a different look in their eye before we started. I was as confident as I'd been all year long. You could just tell by the way they warmed up. They were very businesslike, which is what we challenged them to be. We told them that going into this meet that if they knocked it out in the first two events, that they'd be in a great spot and they'd be ahead probably. I had no idea that we'd be at a 99 halfway through the meet and still be behind. So kudos to Florida for doing the same thing we did. But it was just a heavyweight boxing match right out of the gate, and we'd give them one blow and they'd come back with one. It was a lot of fun.
And I'll tell you, some of the individual performances on uneven bars, you can see the routines really beginning to round into shape after a month of competition.
Yeah, you can. You see the execution getting a lot better. You see the handstand extension getting a lot better. We still got some little things. There's some feet issues and a couple little things that we need to continue to work on and dial in on a little bit. And we'll be able to do that now, because as you get to this time of the season, then it becomes more about maintenance and just ironing out the little wrinkles that are there.
Anything on the uneven bars that really stood out to you, some superlative performances?
I think Ruby's routine was obviously the best that we had seen her do probably ever since she's been here. Her gymnastics now is easy for her. She's in the best shape of her life. In terms of her time here at LSU, and you can just see that it's much more easy for her, and she was on a mission, and I have not seen her execute a routine quite like that.
We'll talk about her vault in just a moment, which was also superlative. But you know, you came down to the last few performances, Kennedy Edney. I just, again, felt like that there was a tenacity in that performance that was really great to see.
There really was, and here's the thing. We're going to get Alona Shenikova going. We just pulled back on her a little bit to kind of give her a little more acclimation time to this whole team concept that I think was putting a little pressure on her. We get her going in there too, and Bridget's done an admirable job, done an amazing job getting in there and being consistent and really stabilize that lineup for us, and so it was good from top to bottom.
You mentioned over 99 at the halfway point of the meet, but you don't get there without tremendous vaulting. It just, again, height, distance, length on the vaults, off the table, great form. Mentioned Ruby. Wow. What a great stuck vault, and that reaction was priceless.
It really was. It really was. But I'd be remiss if we didn't mention Kai Rivers starting us off. That was a big hole. If you think about last year, the year before, with Sarah Finnegan being able to flare that full and dart it almost every time and really set the tone for that event, Kai, as a freshman, has been able to come in and do that. And now 2 or 3 meets in a row, she's been able to do the same kind of vault that Sarah was doing, and I think probably gets lost in the shuffle because we're doing so many great 10-0 start values, but that first vault really sets the tone for us, and I think she did an amazing job. I mean, just getting us started off with a 9-9.
Absolutely, and that, again, as you say, sets that tone, and then you continue to push through the lineup. We mentioned, you mentioned Ruby, but of course, you know, you've got Kaya Johnson, and you also have the reigning national champion in Kennedy Edney on the event.
Well, with Eddie and Ruby and Kennedy doing what they did with their 1.5s in the middle of that lineup, and knowing that you've got that big double full coming at the end, what it does is it gives Kaya a little bit of a margin for error when she does that double full at the end, because the 1.5s going ahead of her are so good, it boxes the judges in a little bit, and then they've got this even better vault coming up behind it. So she had a little bit of a hop, but those 3 1.5s landing the way that they did in the middle of the lineup just really was amazing. And it was a championship level performance on that event.
And it was a championship level atmosphere. Of course, the Tigers and the Gators are known to get after one another. The second half of this tremendous SEC showdown is coming up right after this timeout inside LSU Gymnastics.
When you're expecting, you have expectations. But what if there was more? What if your caregivers were your teachers and your cheerleaders, and they helped you plan and prepare so you can have a voice in your care? This is the experience of a lifetime, and experience matters. Your experience starts with the Pregnancy Navigator at Women's Hospital.
This is a 2015 BMW commercial. We're playing it again because that 2015 X1 is now pre-owned and BMW certified to run like new again.
It's complicated.
No, it's not. Just pick up your stuff and come on in to see the rest of the vehicle at an authorized BMW dealer near you.
Just dropping off my stuff.
Oh, Gary. BMW certified. Like new again. Get exceptional offers from your Louisiana BMW Centers, the official luxury vehicle of LSU Athletics.
Touchdown, Tigers!
Yes!
If it weren't for them, this would just be the guy who brings me pizza.
We would have run out of things to talk about a long time ago.
He'd just be the loud guy in 4B.
We'd have nothing in common.
We'd still just be friends.
And we'd all be strangers.
Cox, we're Tiger fans too.
Hey Blakely, it's Ruby. Hey Harper, can you pose like Ruby? I think we got it. Good job. Hey Molly, look.
Gymnastics tickets? Holy cow, they're cheaper than a movie.
Holy cow, be a part of the 2020 season as the LSU Gymnastics team takes the floor in the Maravich Assembly Center. Watch the back-to-back-to-back SEC champions as they compete for 4 in a row. LSU Gymnastics, earn it, own it.
We're born to be loud, born to be strong, born to work hard and tailgate harder. We're born to give it our all, on the field, in the stands, and beyond. We're born to be Tigers. We're the Tiger Athletic Foundation. Be part of the team behind the Tigers. Join today for better access and better perks. TAF, we're here for Tigers. Be there for them too. Annual membership starts at only $50.
This segment of Inside LSU Gymnastics, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors, is brought to you by TJ Ribs. TJ Ribs, legendary Louisiana barbecue.
Welcome back inside LSU Gymnastics. Our great highlights brought to you by our friends at TJ Ribs, legendary Louisiana barbecue. Head coach Dee Bro joins me now. You know, Dee, the second half of this meet was just as good as the first, but the Tigers never folded. It was punch, counter punch the entire meet.
Yeah, you know, we made the turn of the meet. It was, 5 100ths of a point. I mean, it was really close, and it just kind of energized the team. We had a great warm-up. Everything was really, really going great, and the momentum, I felt like, was on our side. Ruby starts us off and did a great routine. Yeah. I felt like there was a little bit of a disparity in the two judges. But anyway, it was a good start-off routine for her. Tumbling was as strong as she's done all season long.
And I'll tell you, Dee, I think we should pause right there and talk about Ruby as our exceptional performer of the week, presented by Women's Hospital. When experience matters, choose Women's I choose Ruby, but because I'll tell you what,
Yeah.
3 events, 3 superlative scores, but you talked about the leadership.
Yeah, the leadership, when you step out on the mat, she did a beautiful job for us in her first 2 events, as well as she's done, I think, in her career. But then to step out on the floor and be the first up on that event, and led, hey, this is a close meet, let's go, we want to win it. And, winning is what's important now.
That's right.
And she stayed in the moment, and she really rallied that team to do the same thing.
And they responded. And they
really
responded
did.
over on the floor exercise
Yeah.
and set up the back half of that routine for success.
Yeah, Olivia goes and she does a great routine. Her double Arabian is getting better each week, but that last pass, she nailed it solid. 9.85, I think, was a good score for that routine. And I don't want to overlook Sarah Edwards. She goes, does a double layout, and something happened mysteriously. She's got a sprained ankle now, and so it's going to be touch and go with her for a few weeks. But she really tried to gut it out and couldn't. The last 2 people really brought it home for us, and we ended up with Kennedy in that second to last spot with 2 9.9s and of course 9.9 average, but her tumbling was everything in her performance, and I just think she exhumed the confidence of a champion.
And as did Kaya Johnson
Yeah.
again, the freshman, undeterred on the road in front of a big crowd and the big lights of ESPN2.
Yeah.
Didn't matter.
Yeah. No, and we have Kaya last right now, but I think looking towards next week, Kennedy's performance was really, really good. I think we're gonna maybe flip those 2, but Kaya got out there. She's got a little bit of tenderness in her foot, but you couldn't tell. We were kind of touch and go, but look at the performance. Look at the amplitude and everything that she's got going on.
And the Tigers are in the thick of this thing. We go to the last event on the road, of course, in a dual meet, the balance beam. And you had a little bit something to prove from the previous week, and the Tigers came through.
They
in spades.
did. They did not like what happened the week before. They still got the win, but they knew in order to be able to have any shot at winning this meet, they had to come through with the best beam performance of the season, and they did.
And they absolutely did. Some of the superlative performances that sort of stood out to you, Dee Dee.
Bridget starting us off and just, you hit that first routine and give us a good solid score. Then Kai Rivers, another, good solid performance. But in that number 3 shot, Sammy Durante kind of brought it home and really started a string of great scores right there. But she was so confident and very aggressive. You could see her jaw is set, and she's like going to prove a point. I am a good beam worker.
Absolutely did. And then you continue to build towards the crescendo.
Well, Kennedy, up number 4, and she has really done good beam in every meet thus far, and solid, just great, and she even had some expression, which was nice in that routine, but brings it home with another stuck landing. And that's one thing this team did this whole competition is we gave that crown a lot. There was a lot of stick crowns, and they really wore it with pride. But after Kennedy, Kaya Johnson goes, and she got a 10. I mean, it was beautiful. And a lot of 10s were given in this meet. The quality of performance on both teams was superlative, and I was really proud that, when you get a 10 on the road in a place like Florida, the atmosphere was incredible, and she delivered on the performance.
Kaya Johnson with the 6th perfect 10 on balance beam in LSU history, one of only 3 freshmen to do that.
Yeah.
What an amazing, bright future for her. And you start now seeing she joins the ranks of Sarah Finnegan. Of course, April Burkholder was a national champion on the event as well. Taryn Martin-Jack, Amy McCloskey, some really tremendous greats on that event.
Yeah, and she brought it home. And then on our number 6 spot, Reagan Campbell, we needed a hit, and she goes and beautiful routine, flawless routine, and then she lands her dismount and decides to take a little rebound hop. She wasn't out of balance. It was perfect, but that kind of hop is the difference between, a perfect score and a 9.85, because the judges, they took a whole 10th on that.
Took a whole 10th on that. Wow, amazing. So the Tigers and the Gators, toe-to-toe, an amazing event, the season high score, and I know that's something that you've been looking to improve on, Dee Dee.
Well, we needed to. We need a 197, and we need to begin to have that kind of performance week in and week out. This team is very capable of doing that, and we have had to make some lineup adjustments. And I heard Jade talk about Alona, and you know, she's certainly going to be a factor in our beam lineup in the future. So you know, there's some surprises down the road, and I think hopefully they're all good surprises.
So the Tigers and the Gators with a huge gymnastics meet, season high scores, a national high score as well, and we'll have so much more right after this inside LSU Gymnastics.
Man, shopping at Academy is such an experience. It's like fun you didn't even know you needed. All over the place. It's everywhere. What? Oh, okay. Yep. Yeah. So help me if you want to.
I'd love to. When you find the home you want to buy, choose a mortgage lender that can help you buy it. David Alello with Assurance Financial. David specializes in helping first-time home buyers, offering conventional FHA, VA, RD construction, and jumbo loans. David takes the hassle out of getting a home loan while making you feel right at home. Lending the way you like it. Call David today at 921-8152. That's 921-8152. David Alello with Assurance Financial.
When company comes to town,
company's coming!
We go all out. All you gotta do is get down here and visit Baton Rouge.
Shrimp po' boy, fried chicken. Man, Academy has the best selection in bait. Oh, gotta get a badonkadonk. What else do we have here? Oh, the twitch and mullet. Definitely. Gone fishing.
We're born to be loud, born to be strong, born to work hard and tailgate harder. We're born to give it our all, on the field, in the stands, and beyond. We're born to be Tigers. We're the Tiger Athletic Foundation. Be part of the team behind the Tigers. Join today for better access and better perks. TAF, we're here for Tigers. Be there for them too. Annual membership starts at only $50.
LSU has a vision for tomorrow. One that shows what fierce can do. Out of love for our neighbors and pride in our state, we give all we have. Because ours is a spirit without equal, unyielding, unstoppable, making our big world a much better world. LSU, fierce minds, fierce hearts, fierce for the future.
This segment of Inside LSU Gymnastics, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors, is brought to you by Dow. For more than 60 years, Dow has been a dedicated teammate for LSU. Go Tigers!
Welcome back inside LSU Gymnastics. Dee Bro, you join me again here as we talk about our feature presentation this week, and a young lady in Sammy Durante who has really matured into a fantastic gymnast, but also an all-around individual.
You know, she comes from a gymnastics family. You know, her mom was a elite level athlete herself, and coached at 2 or 3 different very, very good programs. Her mother's an extremely talented coach herself, and Sammy brings a lot of qualities that a coach's daughter has. And you know, this is our 3rd year with her, and she's begun to mature and begun to really flourish, and thinking forward, you know, what do I really want to do with my career as I move forward? And there's just so much depth there, and she's such a good friend to everybody on the team.
Our friends at Dow sponsor our weekly feature for over 60 years. Dow has been a trusted partner of the LSU Tigers. Enjoy this great piece on junior Sammy Durante.
Both of my parents did gymnastics at Arizona State in college, and then actually my uncle and my aunt both went there also. So they were all on the team together, so that was pretty cool. And then my brothers actually did gymnastics too when they were younger, so it just kind of runs in the family. I always had coaches around, so pretty much anytime I wanted, I could just go in the gym and get work in. You know, when you're younger, you don't really realize how much of a opportunity that is, so I don't think I really took advantage of that until I was older, but yeah, it was awesome. I lived in Athens for about 6 years before I came here. My mom obviously was the coach there. We've been moving around my whole life basically for her to coach different places, and so I always got to be like in a college town, which is cool. Now that's my home, so I get to go back there and compete.
From day one,
her freshman year, she's been on leadoff on bars, so every away meet she's the first face you see.
I love going first, and like all throughout club I would always be like the first person to want to go first. And so that was really cool when I got here, and it was just kind of like, that was my spot. But this year's been a little bit different because I have to get used to like watching people go before me, and then I don't know, I just have more time to like actually think about what I'm about to do, which sometimes could be a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing, but honestly I don't mind like where I go in the lineup. It's just how I can do best for my team.
Her growth and maturity throughout her time here has been so cool to see. Even last year compared to her freshman year, you could see the change, and she was growing and she was adapting. And when we went to Georgia, no one would even have, like this time around, no one would even have known that there was something behind the scenes.
You grow up as you go through college, and it's been over 2 years, so I've grown up a lot, but I think this time it was just more like all my family's there, and I was just more like excited to see everybody compared to freshman year when I was just nervous and like didn't know what to do. It was just kind of like a weird dynamic, but yeah, this year was a lot of fun.
To see her being vocal this year and to see her being a leader and being the upperclassman that this freshman class needs is a really cool growth to go through with her. And she's going to do big things.
I actually want to be a college gymnastics coach, so hopefully in 5 years I will be coaching somewhere. I'm going to try to go to grad school, maybe coach somewhere for a little bit, and then see where it takes.
What once began as an idea, a hope, a prayer,
has become real.
A mission to serve, a call to heal,
and a vision to create a healthier tomorrow
has come alive.
A team of dreamers with one dream.
To build something life-changing for Louisiana's children.
Something special for me.
For you. For all. This dream created something amazing.
A beacon of hope.
Of healing. Of home.
What once began as an idea
has become a shared passion to change the lives of future Louisiana generations. Thank you for believing in amazing.
Thank you for believing in us.
Our Lady of the Lake Children's Hospital in Baton Rouge.
Now open! Hey everybody, let's have some fun. The time is right, the party's just begun. Have a good time to roll.
Drive F-150 with 0 for 60 plus $4,500 bonus cash. Only at your Southern Quality Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of the national champion LSU Tigers.
At Dudley DeBosier, we're proud to serve Tiger Nation as the official injury lawyers of LSU Athletics.
To us, that means when one of you gets knocked down, we're there to pick you up.
And hopefully, we're making Louisiana a little safer in the process.
We take pride in fighting for our fellow Tiger fans.
It's a great responsibility, but even a greater honor. Demand Dudley DeBosier, the official injury lawyers of LSU Athletics. 444-4444.
LSU Tigers fans, show your pride with real Tigers gear from the official online store, lsushop.net. You'll find everything a Tigers fan needs, including jerseys, sideline gear, polos, t-shirts, hats, and more. With an awesome selection of over 4,100 products, including official team merchandise from Nike, when it comes to Tigers pride, there's only one place real Tigers fans go, lsushop.net.
We're born to be loud, born to be strong, born to work hard and tailgate harder. We're born to give it our all, on the field, in the stands, and beyond. We're born to be Tigers. We're the Tiger Athletic Foundation. Be part of the team behind the Tigers. Join today for better access and better perks. TAF, we're here for Tigers. Be there for them too. Annual membership starts at only $50.
This segment of Inside LSU Gymnastics, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors, is brought to you by Assurance Financial. When you find the home you want to buy, choose a mortgage lender that can help you buy it. David Alello with Assurance Financial, lending the way homebuyers prefer it.
Our look ahead to the big contest against Alabama is brought to you by Assurance Financial, lending the way homebuyers prefer it. Dee Dee, you know, the Tigers and the Tide got a little history, and LSU's had the better end of the deal here the last few years, but the rivalry still never ceases.
You know, that's across the board. I think every sport here at LSU, and, you know, we were at Florida, and Florida talked about the great rivalry that we have, you know, these two great programs, but, you know, something about Alabama. You know, you just, when they come to town or you go there, you want to bring your best game.
And I know you'll have your team heavy in practice this week, concentrating on the finer points, because after a month in the season, you're beginning to look for some of those extras.
Yeah, you know, we want to be polished. We want to have that look of excellence and that look of confidence. And, you know, right now it's not about the numbers that we do in practice, but the quality of the performance that we do in practice. And hopefully that'll carry over to Friday.
Tiger fans are in store for a real treat. I know you're out heavy in the community this week talking about Alabama, ticket sales, and all sorts of great opportunities that exist.
Well, you know, get your tickets, you know, go to lsutix.net and get your tickets so that you don't have to wait in line and, you know, come out, because it's going to be a slugfest.
It will indeed. lsutix.net, as Coach says, get your tickets then. We want to see you when the lights go down and the fire and excitement come up for LSU and Alabama Friday night inside the Maravich Center. It's always great to be with you, Dee Dee, in this beautiful space here on the LSU campus. Thank you, Tiger fans, for tuning in, and we'll see you again next week inside LSU Gymnastics.
Inside LSU Gymnastics with Dee Dee Bro, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors, has been brought to you by Women's Hospital. When experience matters, choose Women's Hospital. TJ Ribs, legendary Louisiana barbecue. Dow. For more than 60 years, Dow has been a dedicated teammate to LSU. Go Tigers! And by Assurance Financial. When you find the home you want to buy, choose a mortgage lender that can help you buy it. David Alello with Assurance Financial. Lending the way home buyers prefer it. Call David today to get pre-approved. 225-921-8152. Inside LSU Gymnastics with Dee Dee Bro, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors, is an exclusive presentation of the LSU Sports Television Network. The LSU Sports Television Network is a division of LSU Sports Properties.